I'm John Cunningham, and welcome to another episode of Small Stocks, Big Money. For those of you new to the show, RedChip Companies is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Today's show features interviews with executives of two companies. First up is XCEL Brands, stock symbol XELB on the NASDAQ. XCEL is pioneering a next-generation media, live streaming, and social commerce company whose brands have generated in excess of $4 billion in retail sales. Social commerce is expected to drive 20% of all U.S. online sales by 2026, and XCEL is perfectly positioned to capture a significant market share with its proven approach to increasing conversation rates that significantly outperforms traditional digital marketing strategies. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Up next is Mobilicom, stock symbol MOB on the NASDAQ. Mobilicom is positioned to capture market leadership as the top end-to-end provider of hardware and software solutions in the rapidly growing robotic, defense, and commercial drone markets. You'll learn more about their comprehensive solutions and first mover advantage later in the show. Now, before we get to our first interview, our quote of the week, it comes from the book Small Stocks, Big Money. Get to know management, look for intelligence, a high level of integrity, strong communication skills, and make sure they understand their products and business well. This quote comes from Charles Diker, an investment manager featured in Chapter 8 of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Quick question. Are you interested in gaining a deeper understanding of the companies featured on Small Stocks, Big Money? If so, be sure to join us for our exclusive investor webinars. This is your opportunity to gain an in-depth look at our featured companies and where you can speak directly to management, giving you tremendous insights straight from the source. Visit redchip.com/events for a full calendar of upcoming webinars and register today to secure your spot at the next event. Now let's get started with our first interview today with XCEL Brand.
Hello, we have the great pleasure of having Bob DeLoren, Chairman of the Board and Chief Executive Officer of XCEL Brands, trading under the ticker symbol XELB on the NASDAQ. Bob, a very warm welcome to you.
Oh, thank you, Craig. It's a pleasure to be here today with you.
XCEL Brands, Bob, has been at the forefront of integrating shopping, entertainment, and social media. Can you share how this innovative approach has shaped the company's success and what exciting developments we can expect in the future?
Yes, Craig. Over the last 13 years, XCEL has been an industry leader in live stream selling over linear television with retailers like HSN and QVC and others like them around the world. This year we passed over $4 billion in sales with 20,000 hours of programming time, which have positioned us to now innovate where content is going to, with short form video being the dominant force in live stream selling.
Bob, the recent restructuring of XCEL Brands has been a significant move. How do you believe that this restructuring will positively impact the company's efficiency and market presence moving forward?
So, Craig, I don't think of it quite as a restructuring of XCEL. We discontinued operations that just weren't profitable coming out of COVID, which resulted in $14 million of expense savings, which now has positioned us nicely to return to profitability in 2024. The company has been profitable in its every year in its 13-year history, except for the COVID period.
Let's turn now to amortization, Bob. You have chosen a conservative approach. Some would say the upfront, honest approach in reporting amortization. Now, let's consider the significant impact that impairments have had on investors in comparable companies, and could you shed some light on your choice to use that conservative approach?
Yes, Craig, it is a complicated topic in GAAP accounting. Companies have a choice to either classify their assets as indefinite life assets or assets that have definitive lives. And the definitive life method of accounting is much more conservative. But the downside to that is that it results in annual amortization expense, which creates a disconnect between the company's free cash flow and GAAP net income. So to really assess what XCEL's true earning power is, you have to add back to net income the amortization from our trademarks.
Okay, Bob, let's talk now about the big new development. Orme, congratulations on launching this new live stream and social commerce platform. Of course, it's been highly anticipated. How will Orme set a new standard in the industry?
So, Craig, first, at its very highest level, Orme is going to change the way people shop and the way they think about sharing information about brands and retailers over social commerce, over social media platforms. Orme was built to reimagine shopping, entertainment, and social commerce as one thing. And it is the next generation live stream media platform. It's been 3 years in the making, and it is ready to go. And we expect that we will do the soft launch sometime after holiday this year, and then go into the new year pushing hard to grow the platform.
How big is the market opportunity you are addressing?
So the opportunity with live streaming is unlike anything we've seen in e-commerce in the last 10 years. In China, live streaming commerce has grown from 3 billion in 2017 to 500 billion last year, according to McKinsey. We believe that in 2025, live streaming in the US will be about a $35 billion business, with half of that coming from linear television, where we are today a large player. We believe that the US has the same potential as Asia. It hasn't happened here because there's no technology platform that has the end-to-end ecosystem required to make it scale. We have built that with Orme.
Orme certainly shows how XCEL Brands is adapting to the ever-evolving retail environment and consumer preferences. How are you positioning this company for continued success?
So first, Craig, the rate of change in retail has been breakneck speed over the last 3 to 5 years, but it's accelerating now through AI. And Orme will be a leading applier of AI in its technology. We believe we are uniquely positioned to move toward where things are going in retailing with this platform. It not only will drive our core business with brands, but it's going to drive a whole new revenue model for XCEL.
XCEL Brands has been focusing on its working capital light and highly profitable model. Can you share how this approach is paving the way for sustainable growth and profitability?
Historically, the company has been profitable, working in the working capital light model that we have pioneered over the last 30 years in both XCEL and other platforms that this management team has formed. We needed to pivot in 2019 to a working capital heavy position because of licensees that failed, but we were able to come out of that coming into 2022 with the growth that we created in top line sales of our brands. And now with the expense cuts that we made and the new licenses that we've recently signed with industry leaders like G3 and JTV and One Jeanswear Group, we believe not only will we return to profitability, but we see strong top line growth for many years to come In fact, hundreds of millions of dollars of revenues generated through these license agreements as we go forward over the next 20 years.
Bob, investors in microcaps love to see a significant commitment by the managers and those closely associated with the company. Could you explain the closely held share situation of XCEL Brands?
Insiders today own in excess of 60% of the outstanding shares of XCEL. We have all been believers in the company and held our positions. And someday that may change, but today we control the majority of the company and will continue to do so.
That is always good to hear. That leads to the next question about management. It is another big question that investors have for any company, and especially for a microcap. Who are some of the key players on your team?
So we have a management team that have worked together for many years through many companies, some of us as long as 30 years. Some of the key players are Joe Falco, our chief merchant. Joe has been the absolute genius behind our interactive television business. Joe's responsible for driving those $4 billion in sales. Ken Downing, our chief creative director, is one of the most highly regarded creatives in the fashion industry and in the branded sector. And then lastly, our head of business development, Seth Burrows, has been with me for over 22 years. He knows this business from the ground up, every aspect of it, how to drive it and how to make it work. And I'm very proud of this team, what they've done over the years, and particularly what we've done by pioneering live streaming over television and now over the internet with all that happens here at XCEL.
Okay, Bob, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Talk to our investors. Give them the essential value proposition. Why should investors take an interest in XCEL Brands today?
So, Craig, first and most importantly, for anyone that's been doing this for a long time, there's a management team here that has a proven historical record of building some of the largest brand management companies in the U.S., and we bring all of that experience with us in terms of our core business. We are today the industry leader in live streaming over television. We think we're going to bring all of that now to live streaming over the internet in short form video format with our next generation short form video content platform, Ormi. So those are the key reasons we believe that from a management and from an operating perspective, we're an attractive investment for investors. And then lastly, there's been a significant disconnect in the balance sheet value of our assets and the stock price, quite frankly. When you consider the recent sale of the 70% interest in our Isaac Mizrahi brand, which sold for 6 times royalty revenue, and we have a forecasted 2024 top-line royalty revenue of about 18 million. Well, if you apply that same multiple, that would imply on a company that has 5 million of cash and 5 million of debt, about $100 million of value in our assets. Well, that's 4x our current market cap. So we believe there's plenty of intrinsic value in our assets. And then we believe with Ormi that we are about to launch the next generation of live stream social commerce.
High intrinsic value plus this new launch of Ormi. Congratulations again on that, Bob. And thank you for sharing the story with us today.
Thank you for having me today, Craig.
Now, to get more information on XCEL Brands, please visit XELBinfo.com. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to at RedChip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like XCEL Brands. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy at Amazon.com today for just $18. Now let's move on to our next interview today with Mobilicom.
Hi, today we have Oren Elkayam, CEO and founder of Mobilicom, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker MOB. Oren, welcome back.
Great being here. Thank you.
Oren, Mobilicom's ICE, cybersecurity software for drones, recently purchased by Israel's Ministry of Defense. Can you elaborate on what makes the ICE cybersecurity software a pioneering solution in the drone and robotics sector?
I think that the solution of ICE is unique by the fact that it was designed to solve the problems of multi-kind of attacks that are around the drone. Attacks on the platforms, attacks on the data, attacks on the communication scheme. It's built as a multifaceted, multi-tier solution. So it protects from different elements of attacks on all directions. And that unique, comprehensive, and holistic approach is making the cybersecurity by Mobilicom the leading solution, and therefore almost the only one that can protect you from any threat that we see today in the industry. Again, the fact that we also use AI and 360-degree response time to those elements makes it the leading solution in the market today.
Now, this initial order from Israel's Ministry of Defense was fully delivered in January. Can you elaborate, Oren, on expectations for additional orders and deliveries in the future?
This PO, purchase order, was first from a series of PO that we are expecting due to the fact that cybersecurity became a critical issue across different nations. We see the different geopolitical situation in Ukraine, Russia, where cyber is used very often by the Russians. We see the cybersecurity being used in the Hamas-Israel war right now. And we understand that also in commercial applications like delivery, inspection, and so forth, cyber is becoming a crucial issue. We also see that some of the new bids by the US DoD include requirements for cyber in different levels. So this is starting to pick up, and the trend will only accelerate because the threat is there, the threat is increasing, and you need a solid, proven solution like the one that Mobilicom has. Therefore, we see more and more demand for cybersecurity over time.
I think it is clear that cybersecurity demands will be increasing in time, Oren. Now, how does Mobilicom's ICE suite compare with other current cybersecurity solutions for drones and robotics?
So I can share that Mobilicom was in the front of cybersecurity solution. I don't imagine that I have any competitor that is in the scaling capability for small-sized drone, which has the perfect suit that protect you against multiple kind of attacks. We are protecting more than 10 different kind of attacks on the drone operation. And that unique approach with multi-layers, multi-facets, closing the loop from all angles, this is the uniqueness. Also, the fact that we have tested a solution thoroughly with governments, make it a very robust solution, and therefore it's combat and field proven. That makes it in a different league if you compare it to others that are trying to get into the game right now.
Oren, it is exciting to watch your company charging and leading the charge into this brand new market. How big is the market for cybersecurity solutions for drones and robotics?
So I think the market is huge, thanks to the fact that every drone, or in this particular case, every small-sized drone will need cybersecurity suit. We see the defense side with loitering kamikaze drones, as well as with intelligence and surveillance drones that will need it. And those numbers are ramping up enormously across Europe, US, and other fronts. We also see the commercial market. You can understand that any delivery drone that will be done by the giants across the United States, or any solution that will do inspection, utility, public safety, and so forth will require that. This is the only mean that protect the drone operation from failing and, God forbid, and fall on the top of people or places. Then that's one big problem. It's also protect you from different kind of faulty solutions, not because of cyber, but also because of different interferences that exist in the environment. So that requirement means that every drone in this market will need it. And since the drones are replaced very often in the small size drone market, like 3-4 years, we will have to resell it again and again. So we anticipate a huge market opportunity for drones cybersecurity.
Okay, Oren, just to summarize, we've got a purchase order from an internationally recognized defense entity, the Israel Ministry of Defense. Now tell us, what is the key takeaway for investors?
The takeaways are that drone market, and in particular the small size drone, is ramping up aggressively. And we see that around the world, demand is rising. We see that cyber is the most critical issue that we have today that have to be addressed by commercial as well as defense. We understand that something has to be done now, and the bids and other initiatives require that. We also see the standardization in the United States that we are part of taking place and already demanding the cyber into account on any drone application. Therefore, demand is rising, and Mobilicom is the leading and front of the cybersecurity proven for this field. So you understand the answer, more and more and more of those solutions by Mobilicom.
Oren, it is exciting to watch your company continue to get traction. What a story. Thank you for sharing it with us today.
Thank you very much.
Now, to get more information on Mobilicom, visit mobilicominfo.com. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. Now let's recap the companies you met today. First, you met XCEL Brands, stock symbol XELB on the NASDAQ. XCEL Brands is a pioneering force in the convergence of shopping, entertainment, and social media. And they expect to generate $18 million in top-line royalty revenue in 2024. Based on the recent sale of 70% interest in their Isaac Mizrahi brand, which sold for 6 times royalty revenue, XCEL is currently trading at a 75% discount to its intrinsic value, presenting tremendous potential upside for our investors. Learn more by visiting XELBinfo.com. Then you met Mobilicom, stock symbol MOB on the NASDAQ. Mobilicom has established itself as a key player in the $34 billion drone market. With proprietary solutions that enhance drone performance, offer comprehensive cybersecurity, and ensure faster time to market. Mobilicom's attractive investment proposition is driven by its first mover advantage, unique end-to-end offerings, expanding customer base, robust financial position, and significant potential for growth. Again, if you have any questions about any of the companies featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-RedChip or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile asset class. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies. So please always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new exciting emerging growth company.
Welcome to XCEL Brands, where the future of retail blends shopping, entertainment, and social media. XCEL stands out in the market, trading at a steep discount to its intrinsic value, offering a remarkable opportunity for investors. By 2026, social commerce is expected to account for 20% of all online sales, and XCEL is ideally positioned to dominate this market. With over 5 million social media followers, $600 million in annual retail sales, and 20,000 hours of live content, the power of XCEL's brands is evident. XCEL operates on a lean capital model, with a track record of consistent revenue growth and increased EBITDA. The introduction of Orme, XCEL's game-changing social commerce platform, is set to boost cash flow beginning in Q1 2024. The company is led by a highly accomplished management team, with insiders owning over 60% of shares, making XCEL a standout investment. Their blend of cutting-edge technology, creative prowess, and financial strength positions XCEL as an enticing investment choice. Become part of the future of social commerce with XCEL brands, XELB on NASDAQ. To learn more, visit XELBinfo.com or call 1-800-RED-CHIP. Imagine a world where drones and robotics are synonymous with safety, precision, and unmatched cyber defense. Welcome to the world of Mobilicom. As a leading provider of robust solutions for drones and robotics, Mobilicom is poised to capture market leadership in a sector expected to reach a staggering $8.5 billion by 2026. Amid global tensions, such as the Ukraine-Russia conflict, the demand for Mobilicom's drone cybertech solutions is skyrocketing. The company's portfolio, deployed across 16 countries and trusted by over 50 customers, encompasses field-proven technologies that monitor, operate, connect, and secure drones and robotics. And who are Mobilicom's customers? The world's leading defense and commercial drone manufacturers. Mobilicom is not just a participant, it's a game changer in the $34 billion drone market. Mobilicom's product suite, including Skyhopper data links, ground control systems, mesh network, the ICE cybersecurity suite, and Control It serves as the brain inside commercial and defense drones, protecting them from cyber attacks and enhancing their performance. With 34 patent claims and numerous trade secrets, Mobilicom is at the forefront of innovation. Financially, Mobilicom stands on solid ground, with gross margin of 64% in 2022, an increasing share of software-as-a-service sales, a cash balance of $10 million, and zero bank debt as of October 1st, 2023. Mobilicom is set for expansion and ready to soar. Learn more at mobilicominfo.com or call 1-800-RED-CHIP.